as I started slipping down like cliffs and stuff, I started to think maybe this wasn't the right decision. I got lost.
Yeah, I might be lost, for real.
And I was like, yeah, I might die.
Yeah. So, I might die. But hey, game's the game. It would be some sick found footage. If this is found footage, shout out the game.
What's up guys, Levi here. It's 3 AM and I'm about to fly Launceston. It's a bit too early for me to force some charisma, but I don't really have any objectives with this week. I do want to show off 2 clothing companies of my friends. So I've got a overnight booked at Cradle Mountain, but otherwise I'll just be chilling with my auntie and uncle on their property in Underwood. This is just me trying to do kind of nice chill video that you can watch while you're eating dinner or something. But yeah, I bought at 5:30 and got a layover for 3 hours in Melbourne, so I'll probably see you then. Alright, we made it to Melbourne Airport safe and well. I made a major blunder and underpacked my luggage. But that's alright. Should be in Launceston by 3:30. Hello. It's been a while since I last addressed the camera. I have made it to Cradle Mountain. The drive was amazing. I was tisming out for a lot of it. I was making some really weird noises. I drove from Underwood, where I'm staying at the moment, to Sheffield. And then from Sheffield drove to a place called Lake Nowhere Else. Yeah. And then from there I went up a mountain. Went to a couple lookouts there. It was pretty nice. Got some footage of that. No, I've been really enjoying Tasmania. Maybe some intrusive thoughts about just moving here. Yeah, no, it's really nice, and now I'm staying at the Highlander Cabins, which is a pretty nice place. Got some nice little things all around. I got a comfy little cabin for like $200. Tonight, it's Tuesday, by the way. Tonight I'll just chill out here, have myself a little party, maybe go for a stroll, I don't know. But yeah, and then tomorrow, wake up nice and early and then go for a hike. And hopefully it's snowing by the time I'm out, so we can get some nice snow shots with the hoodies that I bought. Yes, so I think I might do a little cabin tour and then might cut to some cooking. Bing, 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 bing. This is my entrance, which has a little cute little fella at the start of the path. He's just kind of chilling. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Yeah. Pretty nice. And it's a cozy little thing. Got some food stuff here. I'm gonna make some steak sandwiches. The whole cheeky little sneak peek. I got a TV, and they've provided some movies. There's Kindergarten Cop, or The Hangover Part 2, which it might be The Hangover Part 2 to be honest. Might watch a bit of that tonight. Got all these cute little windows. There's literally just nature outside. It's so good. I'm loving it. Cute little windows. Is our friend still out there? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Got a little bed. I could go top bunk. I could go bottom bunk, depending on what I want. And epic little bathroom. That's me. What's up, guys? Toilet. I've already pooped in it, so 10 out of 10. When I see you next, it will be dinner time. So I'm gonna chill out, have a little sleep, have some snacks, maybe watch some videos, and I'll see you in a bit, guys. Snowing. Dude, I'm so excited. For context, this is my first time seeing snow. Very pretty. Oh, we put
guys, Levi here. It's the next day. Since this morning, it started chucking down with snow. I would like to see Dove Lake, but it's like a 5-hour round trip in this snow, as the guy said at the front desk. I'll come out and show you this whilst covering the top of my camera because this snow is insane, bro. Yeah, it's very pretty. So I'm just on the little rainforest walk. Except it isn't a rainforest, but like even, yeah, this is sick. This is like surface from GoldenEye. Anyone knows ball like that. You have to have some ball knowledge to understand. Alrighty. I'll continue my walk. If I see anything cool, I'll let you know. Yeah. Due to the nature of me not wanting to break my $800 camera if I accidentally slip, recording the rest of the walk on my phone. But good golly, it is an amazing bush walk. I was debating not going, but that all changed when I thought about how hard I worked, the money to pay for the tickets to come here, the fact that I don't let fear rule me, because I got God on my side, and I'm doing the Dove Canyon walk, which will hopefully take me to Dove Lake. But yeah, this kind of scenery is a bit majestical. The lake is fully melted, so it's a bit slippery, but nothing I haven't encountered. Recording this just in case I fall, crack my head and die. It would be some sick found footage. If this is found footage, shout out the game. Alrighty. So about partway into this walk, I've just realized after climbing down some cliffs and stuff, yeah, there's a boardwalk to Dove Lake. I don't know how it slipped my mind, but I'm doing like the extreme walk. Yeah. So I might die. But hey, game's the game. It's been a ride. I'm sure it's awesome. But I mean, views like that. Kinda happy I'm risking my life. The walk goes all the way down there. I might turn around and try and get back the way I came, because golly, this is not safe. Never in my life have I been more happy to see a freaking boardwalk. I went down the wrong path completely. I was lost in the bush. The walk's supposed to be up on a ridge that goes over the lake, over the river. So I like went all the way to the bottom of the gorge into the river, and I made it out, made it back on track. Like, for a hot minute I was genuinely concerned that like I was gone, but survived, hence why I'm happy to see this guy, because it means hopefully that I'm nearing the end of the walk. My circumstances calmed down a bit, so I'm able to show you guys on my actual camera how beautiful it is. It's calmed down a little bit, which is nice. But you know, got a big path ahead, and I want to get home actually before dusk, so I'm gonna get cracking.
Alright, this marks the end of my trip. Kind of a sudden thing, but I'm back at Melbourne Airport. I'm in the Virgin Lounge. I loved Tassie. It was cold, so I'm kind of excited to get home back to Perth, because I do love the cold, but not enough to live in it 24/7. So yeah, currently sitting in the Virgin Lounge. Freaking epic. I'm just going to be editing the video you're watching right now. There you guys are right now. There's a little bit of footage to work through, but that's alright. Yeah, get a feed, chill out for a sec, maybe have a shower. Just kidding, that's grotty. I'm not having airport showers, bro. I should be home, give my final thoughts and feelings, maybe some stories from the trip. But yes, it's been awesome. I would highly suggest Tasmania to anyone who's thinking about going. It's really awesome. It's a nice budgety version of where you can get the European feel of the cold without travelling all the way to Europe and being jet lagged. It's really awesome. Might go back, but yes.
Good morning, this is the final call for guests travelling to Darwin on VA 1459. If you could make your immediate
Who the flip goes to Darwin, bruh?
VA 1459 to Darwin.
Alright, I'll see you back in Perth. Well, that happened. It's currently a couple of days after I got back from the trip. It was really awesome. As you can tell by my voice, I managed to stay well for the entirety of Tassie, and then pretty much as soon as I got back to Perth, I've managed to get a cold, which is kind of funny, but also a bit annoying. I was just wanting to try something new, but like not new. Obviously, for OG subscribers of the channel, I used to do YouTube videos in year 6. They were kind of cringe, but I've always had that excitement and the passion for photography and for filmmaking. And for mainly editing, I love a bit of editing. I don't know if you can tell throughout the video, but I did make a few edits. But yeah, so this will kind of just be a debrief for the video before I end it. Yeah, so the main part of the trip was just to chill out. This was more of a holiday than a tourism thing. So most of the time was spent either in Underwood, which is at my uncle and auntie's place, or in Launceston. I never went south. That'll definitely be something I do when I go back, maybe. Kind of the first day I did something, we kind of went to Launceston, went to the markets. all locally grown stuff, which is kind of cute. I think I got like a Korean pancake. We got a Korean pancake. Yeah, just walked around the markets for a little bit, and then after the markets, me and my auntie headed to the kind of main park in Launceston. I was a bit intrigued when she said that there was going to be monkeys at the park. I was like, okay, maybe some statues or something. But no, there was actually like an enclosure for monkeys at the park, which is pretty cool. And then kind of went back and just chilled out in their house for a little bit. The trip to Cradle Mountain. That's kind of the main meat of this video. So my first stop off leaving from Underwood was Sheffield. I was driving in my uncle's farm vehicle, which is like a quirky little 08 Wrangler, which is kind of cool, V6. Acceleration felt like I was doing single leg press, but that's alright. I think it kind of added a bit of interesting element to the drive. And I don't know, because it was less of a nimble car on the mountainous roads, it made me slow down a bit more and it made me appreciate the surroundings a bit more. First up was Sheffield, which is kind of like a cute little town. I didn't really do much in Sheffield, just kind of walked around, went to IGA, got my food for the dinner, and I just went to a local cafe, got a sausage roll. I tried to grab some photos of the mountain in the distance, but then it started chucking down the rain, so I gunned it back to the cafe. I was like, not much to do here, I'll just leave. So left town and I went around the corner. I looked on Google Maps and then there's this place called Nowhere Else, which is kind of funny. Tasmania has a lot of funny names for places, but yeah, there was a lake called Lake Nowhere Else. It was mainly just like a random little pond on a bit of private property, and I didn't really get any footage whatsoever of the place because I was like, I don't know if I'm trespassing. So I went straight from there. And I just went on a drive around. I passed through the Promised Land, which is pretty funny. Yeah, and then I went on a drive to Mount Roland, I'm pretty sure it is. Stopped off at a couple lookouts, got some nice photos there. But yeah, no, that drive was where I was making a lot of the weird noises, as I put it earlier in the video. But no, it was cool. I felt like I was in a video game. It was really awesome. But yeah, and then I think after Mount Roland, I kind of just gunned it to Cradle because I was running out of petrol. Gunned it to Cradle, got to the Ampol, which turns out it was just a self-service. So I kind of had to work out how to work that, and then also what petrol my uncle's car was. Google said it was probably petrol, so I just sent it on that and put petrol in, and I was right, it paid off. Yeah, and then I settled into the cabin, which, as I mentioned in the video, was a really cool place, really cozy, and I'm happy that I got there and then just settled for the afternoon and chose to walk the next day. The next day, it snowed. It was my first time seeing snow. I don't know if I mentioned it in the video, but yeah, first time seeing snow. It was really awesome. And I was like, hey, what the heck? Clean up the place and then send it on a walk through Cradle Mountain. Just got a hike. So got to the visitor centre, passed by a car that had crashed into a light pole. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Yeah, in the visitor centre, went through the gift shop because I was a little tourist boy, and I got some presents from mum and dad, which was really cute. And then got to the visitor centre desk and had this really kind of quirky looking dude who had like some sort of random haircut and like a cool moustache, and he was just like, oh, bus services aren't really going at the moment, they're only taking you to the ranger station. I was like, chill, that's awesome. And I went to go pay for access to the park, which is like 25 bucks I think for an adult, and he was like, nah man, you're all good. So shout out to that guy, let me go in for free. I don't think he realised how much of the park I was going to use, but hey, it was pretty awesome. Caught a bus up to the ranger station, passed by some wombats, which was really cute, and then did a little rainforest walk, which you saw, and then went on the hike up across, like on the main boardwalk, and then I got into a fork in the road, and this is where the thing happened. So there's not much context, I think, besides my videos on my phone that I put in the video. I got to this fork in the road and I kind of made like a brain dead decision where I was like, oh, I want to go see Dove Lake, because I really wanted to see Dove Lake. And so I get to this fork in the road, one sign goes to like some random creek, I'm like, I'm not going there. And then the other sign says Dove Gorge Walk or something. And I was like, oh, Dove Gorge Walk, obviously that leads to Dove Lake, right? So I went there, I went on that walk, and then I was like, ooh, this has been intense. There were some signs that had like warnings, and it's like, oh, very slippery, watch out, you might die. And I was like, ah, dude, I'm fine. Yeah, and then the water walk ended, and I was just like walking on the ground. And then kind of progressively as I got through the walk, I think about an hour in, as I started slipping down like cliffs and stuff, I started to think maybe this wasn't the right decision. And then I got to this little block, which was like across a ridge through the rainforest. That was interesting because I got lost. Yeah. I went to the bottom of the gorge and I was like, oh, I've lost the markers. I don't know where I am. So I'm just next to this like rushing rapids in a bush in the middle of a national park on a state, which is an island that I've never been to before, in weather, the snow, which I had never experienced before. And I was like, yeah, I might die, which is a bit over dramatic in hindsight. Psalm 23 got me through it, which was awesome. Found my way out of the little valley and got back to the path. And then near the end of the walk it started snowing a bit heavier, because it cleared up a bit, but yeah, it started snowing again, pretty heavy. Got out of the walk and then I went the wrong way. I was like, oh, I'm closer to the bus port than I am to the ranger station. I'll just go back to the visitor centre, I'll walk there. It was a like 25-minute walk on the road and I didn't realise. By that time, I was so sick of it. I was so tired. I just wanted to get home. After I got home, after Cradle Mountain, it was just chilling out. I did the day before I left, did a little mini thing to Lilydale Falls, which is kind of nice. And then I went to some antique shops, which I didn't film, just to respect the shopkeepers. And then in between there, I kind of went to went around my uncle's property, helped him, cut up some firewood, which made me feel super manly, full of testosterone. For me, when I go to places and I'm just visiting every little point of interest, I just get flat out tired and I end up hating the trip. But I think I had a nice balance of doing things and chilling out on this trip. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, then trip home was pretty awesome. Yeah, it's been 6 years since I've flown on a plane, so I've grown a bit. So I realised on the way back that I would need to book extra legroom because I happened to be 6'4". But Melbourne Airport was interesting. My dad kind of was talking about how every time he's been to Melbourne Airport, he's either seen a famous person, a sports team, or something else, like a celebrity. On the way there, on the way to Launceston, where my layover in Melbourne, I don't know if I saw a couple dudes in training uniforms for sports teams, and I was like, I know that team, but I don't know you. But I did catch up briefly with some friends, the Full Nelson boys, and so we had a quick chat because they were going to support Skeggs, I think, at a gig in Melbourne. And then on the way back home, I treated myself and booked the Virgin Lounge on my layover back in Melbourne. I saw the Honey Badger, Nick Cummins. He's probably one of the most Australian people I know. Yeah, he loves his little metaphors and similes. The people you see at Melbourne Airport, am I right? But yeah, so that comes to the end of the video. I hope it was relaxing and chill, but I just wanted to, capture what I can capture and then chuck it all into like a compilation. So instead of having to talk about it all and repeat myself, I can just send them the link to this video and you can watch it. Yeah, whenever there's a video to be made, I will make it. Thank you for watching, thank you for entertaining me and my autism. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little thing. Maybe see you in the next video, I guess.